What actually is a wizard's staff? Does it hold a lot of power? Does it let them do extra things? Or is it just a fancy walking stick? Well, I have a theory, because of course I do, it's kind of my job. So here's the gist of it. Basically, the entire staff doesn't matter, it's really just these endpoints. What they're doing is basically fixing 2 points in a magic field, creating a really high tension region between the 2 points. You can think of it kind of like a guitar string, where it's held at a nice tight tension, and then when we pull the string, we get a noise. Oh, that's not in tune. As you can probably hear, I'm not in tune either. But that's the point. Basically, we have a strand of magic between these 2 points that we can use as a string. And trust me, this is all going to be pretty analogous to music. When you have a string like this, you can create something called a standing wave. It's called standing because the wave isn't moving anywhere, so it's not going to go left or right, which is good because these points are fixed. Standing waves are caused when we have one wave going to the right, for example, and the other one going to the left. And I'm going to call these Y1 and Y2. When these 2 waves meet, the new wave that will be created is just the addition of them both. So here we've got a peak and we add that to this trough here, and they will cancel out in the middle. If these 2 waves are identical except for the way they move, which is opposite, then their movement will cancel out. So here we have our simple example. We have red and blue, there are 2 waves moving left and right, and then black is them being added together. As time moves, and you can see these 2 waves moving in the other way, the black wave stays perfectly still. Now, when we play instruments, this is a little bit more complicated. When I want to play a note on guitar, I don't create a standing wave all the way down the string, I just give it a single pluck. When we do that, we're moving the string just a little bit away from its norm, this black line. And apologies to my guitar for me plucking it really high up. Because of that same principle as before, where we can just add waves together, instead of dealing with this as a triangle, we can think of it as the sum of a lot of normal sinusoidal waves. This is a better diagram of that, but basically, yeah, we have the triangle formed by all these different waves. Now, depending on the string itself, things like its mass, its tension, its length, different frequencies of waves will be able to form standing waves. And so when you give it this pluck, you're actually exciting a whole load of like trial candidate waves, of which only a couple will play, and that's what happens when we play a musical instrument. What I'm saying is that this is what a wizard's staff is. It is a guitar string, effectively, where they can effectively pluck the magic weave itself, then it casts a spell or some other similar magical effect. There you have it. Wizards are actually bards. Tell your friends. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know, but otherwise have a lovely day. Okay, bye.